What up, world? This is the GoalNet recording live here from Chicago. Doing a fireside deep dive for you here to take a look at the CCM Super Tacks AS3 skates. I will also do a couple follow-up videos. I will do a comparison between the AS3s and the JetSpeed FT2s, and then I will also do a third video, which will be a review. Once we dive in, I think you'll see some good wear and tear on the skates, and you'll get a feel that I've already worn them quite a bit, and I'm making this video much later in the process than I normally would. The reason being that the coronavirus, the pandemic, is still going on. Getting a regular ice session has been very intermittent. We'd normally see a video like this sometime in the spring, early summer, and here we are in the holiday season cranking this video out now, but nonetheless, really happy to talk to you about these skates. So most importantly, this is the first Tacks boot that has the mono frame, which means it has no outsole on it. It is a one-piece monolithic composite boot. So as you can see when we're shining the light in there, traditional skates have a separate outsole. So you'd see the piece of plastic or composite there. You would see a seam there and then the upper boot. This is all one piece. I had this technology on the JetSpeeds that I've been wearing, and I can definitely say that a one-piece skate is an awesome technology with the monoframe. The fit and my JetSpeeds were custom baked. These are off the shelf. I will get into that a little bit later and then very deeply in the follow-up videos. And again, this is not a review. Today's video is just a deep dive explaining what the skate is, basically an overview so you understand what this product is. But I will say that both of these CCM skates are probably the two most comfortable pairs of skates that I've owned or tested since I've started TGN. I don't know if that's exactly the cut of the boot or the monoframe technology, but I can say that CCM definitely has comfort dialed in. The purpose of the monoframe is to basically get rid of excess waste and material in the process. So from a fit standpoint, there are no joints, seams, etc. that could get in the way of having a nice glove-like fit with the skate. And then from a performance standpoint, the goal is to make sure that there is no energy lost when we push, recover, etc. And that is the purpose of the monoframe. So not new in the sense that you've been able to buy it for probably 18 months now on the JetSpeed line, but first time it's on a Tacks. So one thing I still probably say in every single skate video that I don't think the average goalie understands: when companies have multiple lines of skates, each skate fits differently. And I know it gets really confusing because if I'm buying skates, and it's 2020, I'm gonna buy Tacks in my head thinking it is the newest and greatest thing, even if my foot fits in JetSpeed. That is why the companies have spent so much time and energy with the retail partners putting the scanners in store, so you can get your feet scanned and get a recommended best fit so that you're buying the skate that fits you best. So this by no means is that Tacks are better than JetSpeed. Tacks are just newer and fit a different foot. So by scan, I am actually a Tacks foot. And that's why I mentioned a moment ago that my JetSpeeds were the custom bakes where they went to CCM and were custom made around my foot. That's because I cannot comfortably fit into a stock JetSpeed skate. These Tacks are a size 10, nothing special about them, and they fit great. And I would actually probably say the comfort is the same. It's definitely not a big drop off versus the custom bake, but again, that's impressive to me because the custom bake was, and when I say custom bake, I'm referring to CCM's custom program where you get your foot scanned, they make your foot in Montreal and then build the skate around it and send it to you, is that a JetSpeed skate doesn't fit me otherwise. So I probably said that about 3 times in this video so far, but really key point to hammer on: different skate lines, different fits. Secondly, another first on the Tacks line is the XSG holder. And you can see this has got the black speed blade. This is CCM's holder, going away from the greatly minimized cowling that was on the last Tacks AS1 model. And then you can see it's got the easy removable steel. So you just twist that dial, steel pops out, you can throw new steel in, close the dial, and you're off going. And being that this is not spring loaded, I think it's virtually impossible for this to fall out in a game. And it's also pretty visually set up so you can't make any operator error. That little metal screw back there, when you unscrew it, will pop out. If you're interested to see what that looks like, take a gander over at my jet speed video. I just showed this in the previous one, and trying to keep this under 15 minutes for the Instagram TV mode. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you may notice this video is shorter than some of my other ones. Just trying to comply with a little bit of an artificial time limit so that I can get the videos posted in more places. So big news, if you're a Tacks foot, this will fit you. You will get the mono frame and you will get the no cowling. So those are both two huge things, great for fit and great for performance. Now let's dive into some of the other things that are more subtle. First things first, you can see that there are these serrated rubber pieces on the inside and outside edge of the skate. And then like similarly to this piece here, these add some wear resistance to your skate because those are both obviously high wear zones. But one of the other interesting things is that generally speaking, slippery materials are used in that part of the skate where sometimes you'd almost want a little bit of grip. If you see the skate down in the tack angle there, that rubber actually almost would touch the ice. So I wouldn't say this gives you grip, but it's pretty cool that CCM is thinking this through. And that particular area on the inside here is actually designed to stop you from slipping. So just to be very clear with the wording there, it doesn't necessarily give you grip, but it stops you from slipping. And I think it's a subtle detail that when I first saw, the Tacks skates a while ago, I thought that was really cool that CCM had thought about that. My favorite new addition to these skates is the tongue. The tongue on this, you can see that's the break-in from the bake. But this is the new Adept Memory Foam Tongue Liner, ADPT, what I'm going with for Adept there. But this is extremely comfortable. This is an extremely thick, beefy tongue. One thing you may notice too, these are demo skates that were sent to me to try. So I'm missing some of the retail graphics package up here in the ankles and then in the tongue. But this tongue is great. So I know that the felt tongue is definitely like a cliche hockey staple. If you're a forward that likes to have good style, you might flop that thing over. But as a goalie, a tongue is literally hidden under your pads. It's hidden behind your laces. And some of the big tongues or, the thinner tongues, you could get lace bite, or maybe the tongue's too tall and get in the way. Huge fan of this memory foam tongue. It's pretty compact and it does the job as well. So I guess got into almost like review-like language there, but that is the new tongue on these skates. So if we go inside the skate, this is the total dry liner, is the yellow part, and then the black areas are the abrasion zone where sometimes, as you can see, the total dry is almost like a cloth. My skates are probably excessively dirty because I don't wear socks with them. So that's why we see a lot of the discoloration with the yellow. And the black area there is in the high wear areas so that you don't rip through the cloth liner. But really great. I'm not sure how well that translates on video. But really great, comfortable ankle padding on these skates and really good volume as well. I'd probably say that the Super Tacks, is probably one of the most generous fits of a stock goalie skate as well. So keep that in mind. And then when we're up here looking at the ankle as well, you can see that we've got the yellow piece there and we've got the groove, the notch. And then on this side, the edge, the comfort edge piece there is solid and goes from the front to back. So this is designed to be asymmetrical so that as your ankle bends in like that, dropping in and out of the butterfly to recover, it's a more, I'd say, biomechanical kind of design, just trying to give you the full range of motion and comfort. And again, this is another look at the new tongue, which I'm a big fan of, that sits way down in there. I've never used them, but these do have the Lundy loop. And as you can see, it's got a little rubber on it for increased durability and also kind of helps it hold the shape. I know a couple times, shouldn't say I've never used a Lundy loop, but a couple times when I tried it, the first few generations on different skates were just flat. It was actually kind of hard to get your bootstrap through there. So the rubber looks nice and durable, and opening it up so that it's easy, in a world when we've all got so used to elastic strapping, I can imagine anybody still reaching over and doing a traditional bootstrap or the Lundy loop finds it to be a big, huge pain. So that's another subtle feature, kind of like the rubber, where I feel like CCM got a lot of things right, just with the overall thought out of the skate. And then also as well, big fan of this rubber pad that goes end to end as well. I don't know if you've worn a no cowling skate. You can see I got a couple scuffs there in the heel, but when you don't have the cowling, the boot is really susceptible from scratches and wear on the post, which eventually could kind of degrade the integrity of your boot, which then could eventually lead to kind of premature failure. So this nice long rubber piece really does a great job, just in terms of, like I said, with the Lundy loop and the abrasion zone there, but just really well thought out in terms of kind of practicality, in terms of how the goalie uses the skates. And like I said, I've worn these, probably at least 12 times, if not more. So, I'm trying to keep this into the deep dive, but it is tough not to put my review thoughts. This does have the thinner steel in it as well, the 3mm. I know a lot of people always ask the 3 versus the 4. This is the 3mm steel. And then also in CCM, you get a couple extra millimeters in height. So you'll be a nice aggressive stance. And then also when it comes to blade life, should give you a little bit extra steel as well, as terms of the longevity of the skate as well. See here, nice clean look at the toe cap. So yeah, just kind of going over this, thinking through my head, if there's anything we've missed in terms of this, it's the monoframe construction. It is the rocket frame composite material. It's the XSG holder, the steel. It is the new Adapt memory foam tongue. We've got the asymmetrical ankle. So in closing here, we'll throw this on the scale just to check this out and weight, and then we'll have everybody come back hopefully and check out some of the other videos to follow up on these skates. All right, so we will do pounds here first. As you can see, coming in at just about 2 pounds per skate. And then here we are in grams for anybody watching outside of the US, coming in at 924 grams. So in closing, number one reason you want to buy Super Tacks is that they fit your feet. And if you're looking at the jet speeds, but you had the AS1s and were jealous that you didn't fit into a jet speed, and maybe you didn't want to do the custom bake, your request has been answered. Everything that you're looking for from the jet speed is now available in both lines of skates. So first and foremost, I think that's kind of the key takeaway of what this product is. It's going to be a lightweight skate with great attack angle and designed to be comfort. And if you can, always go and try skates on. Just because you think something fits your foot based on what you see in the manufacturer's sizing recommendation or whatnot, you never know until you try it on. But I do understand some people live in remote areas and don't have the opportunity. Local hockey shop may not stock a lot of goalie skates. You don't get to try them on. So if I had to guess, the Tacks is the more generous fit. So if you're not sure which ones you're going to order from, an online store where you won't get to try them on, I would steer the Super Tacks because I think it's a more generous fit for most goalies. So thanks for tuning in. Again, there will be 2 follow-up videos to this deep dive. The deep dive is not a review. There will be a review and then also a comparison with the jet speeds. If you can, take a moment and subscribe down below. This is the GoalNet signing out.